Hi everyone, Helena here from Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors, and coaches to build a business on your terms. And again, you'll notice, for those of you who know this gig, Kelly isn't here this week. She is still in Borneo, this time probably with the sun bears, which for some reason I called sun lions the other day, but hey, it is what it is. The exciting news is, the buzz in our business, and we'd love to kind of have you say a little bit in the comments about the buzz in your business, particularly for those of you who are new to this. What are you actually up to in your business? What is the buzz? So for us, obviously, Kelly is off doing her heart's kind of work that really kind of stirs her passion, which is the reason that she actually does this in conjunction. So you've got that passion and excitement going on. And I'm just going to say a blanket hello to everyone, including Julie, because she is the first person whose name I've actually seen. But I'm not going to pay attention to that because there is just me. So normally there'd be the two of us. So the buzz in our business is, just before I actually came on this live, we hit our 900th member in the Connection Hub. So I will actually see if I can pop a comment in here that actually allows you to join the Connection Hub. So that you can actually come and join if you are only attending here on the Speaker Insight page, because in the Connection Hub, that's really the great place where we connect people, where we put people together. If you're looking for someone to help you in your business, if you're looking for speaking gigs, if you're looking for writing partners, that's really the purpose of the Connection Hub. So before I kind of talk you through what how to get clarity on your message, which is another pen and paper job. So I'm just going to ramble for a moment whilst you go and get pen and paper, because this is probably the best consideration model that I work through with pretty much all of our clients, because this is it's kind of a one-size-fits-all tool. It's usually something that allows you to think things through, hence consideration. Because actually for me, consideration is partly about thinking, but it's also about feeling. So it's really about taking into consideration what this product workshop, hey Michelle, what this product workshop, talk, meeting, proposal, anything you can think of that you're about to do. Or if, for example, you're stuck on something, that's really the time to get these 4 intentions out. So the name of the tool is the 4 intentions. I've worked with this now for the last probably 6 years or so, developed over time, really creating a space, a spaciousness inside your head and being that allows whatever it is you're working on to come together even better. So grab pen and paper. You're going to need, you can do it in colors if you want, but sort of like one works fine. Here's one I prepared earlier, and yes, I know it's back to front, but honestly, I think you can cope with it because I'm going to talk you through it anyway. So my suggestion is that you actually choose a subject right now that you're working on. So maybe you want to outline the chapters in your book, or maybe you are thinking about a coaching session that you've got coming up, or maybe you are actually devising a talk. Michelle, in your case, maybe this is the launch speech for your book that you are doing on Thursday that you might well be writing. So whatever it is that you're actually looking at doing, and for those of you, there's a couple of you in the Connection Hub who were really kind of going, well, how do I actually devise the content for the Facebook Live that I'm about to do? I would suggest that the 4 intentions is one of the best ways I know to actually get the thoughts out of your head, get that brilliance out of your head and straight onto the page. Neve, I know you've used this in a big way. Oh yes, it's not the scorecard, Michelle, but I saw that you got the scorecard, which is just awesome. So I'm really happy for you. So, oh yeah, I've got it. Sorry, that took me a moment. Yes. Think about the scorecard for this particular one. So Neve, I'm just kind of reminding everyone to really bring something to mind that you want to think through and have sort of think and feel through that allows you to then bring that into being in the world. So Michelle's scorecard, perfect for this. So here is how it actually works. There are layers that's good. Yes, I got it. There are layers to this exercise. So I'm going to go top level in this particular Facebook Live. And Neve, I agree. That's exactly the point. This is once you learn this once, my dearest wish is that you use it forever and ever and ever. And that is a really great testament. So you can use it for something big or something tiny, you know, sort of big or small, doesn't actually matter. And because there are layers to it, I'm only going to give you the top level of it now. And then for those of you that want, you know, reach out to me and I can talk it through a little bit more. So you can usually do a quick 5-hit. Let's say you're going into an impromptu meeting or someone asks you to take over something. You can actually do a you know, sort of a quick plan. Even if you're sitting on the bus or in the train, you can do this. So let's have a go. So for those of you that know me, my initials are HH, Helena Holrick. And so most of my tools are actually quadrants because it's like an H and an H, which is how it works. The 4 intentions is really applicable because every message that you send out there has an intention. You have an intention for it. It has an intention of its own, and those who are listening to the message have an intention as well. So the power of this tool is actually in thinking through each of those aspects so that you think through holistically how you might best present it so people receive it. I really hope that makes sense for you. Feel free to, you know, sort of ask any questions that you want. I'm going to watch and make sure that I actually do this. So first things first, you draw a great big cross so that you've got 4 quadrants on a page. And that's what I've basically done here. And so the first box, which is this top left-hand side box, and I know it'll be back to front, but this top left-hand side box, you're going to write my intentions for me. And we always start with the first box. And the reason that we do that is I kind of want you to get selfish about this. So Michelle, in your case, you're devising your scorecard and you want to be thinking about, why do I want to create this scorecard? What is my reason for actually doing it? Now, if I was, for example, devising this talk, so I'll pretty much kind of talk about, let's say I'm doing mine on how to do a great Facebook Live without Kelly, just for the fun of it. In my intentions for me, first and foremost, it's really all about, what do I want to get? What do I want to have, be, do, experience, create, or generate? I'll say those again. What do I want to have, do, be, experience, create, or generate? And so really, this is the invitation to get selfish. So as I'm speaking, just have a think about, why do I want to do this? What do I want it to do for me? So, you know, doing a Facebook Live without Kelly, in my instance, I kind of want to have fun nonetheless. You know, sort of just because she's not here doesn't mean I can't have fun, right? I want to deliver great value. I want to have the opportunity to teach a model that I know works really, really well. I want to bolster my own reputation for thinking up really great tools, because actually that's what I do pretty much as bread and butter. Yeah, I really do want to have some fun. I wanted to just be able to share a tool and connect you to what you really want, and make it okay for people. I kind of want to make it okay for people to give themselves permission to be selfish. So feel free to scribble in unless you're scribbling madly, which I know happens with this exercise, but feel free to sort of tap in, what do you most want to have as your intention for you for doing the thing that you're doing? What is your intention for you? What do you want to get? What do you want to have? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to create? What do you want to generate? So that is the first box. So the top left-hand box is my intentions for me. What do I want to get as a result of spending my time, my energy, my attention, my thinking power on this thing? So I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and then you're going to get your pens out. So just in case you want to share anything, feel free to pop it in the comments. And even if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to pop it in the comments. I will be around later on to kind of pick you up on things when we've shared this one out into the Connection Hub. So box number 2. I'm just going to kind of go in here and do it this way. So my intentions for them, what do I want to give? Now, my intentions for them. So we've done the top left-hand side box. We're doing the top right-hand side box. And this is box number 2. There is a reason for this. I know it sounds like I'm laboring the point, but there is a reason. So my intentions for them. Now, to qualify that, the them in this instance are the audience, the potential people who will be listening or attending the meeting or receiving the course that you're doing or be part of your workshop. They're really the people who are on the receiving end of what you want to give. So usually this is content related. So usually this is the information that you want to provide, the feeling that you want to give, the tool that you want to teach, the gratitude that you want to extend to them if you are doing that kind of acceptance speech, the realizations that you want them to have as a result of whatever it is. So Michelle, for you in this box, given that you're doing the scorecard, it's really to prompt their thinking. And it's to give them situations or experiences that they go, yes, I know that. Right, so I'm just going to go back one. So box number 1 for Michelle with the scorecard, which you saw, Stephen Okatol did a Facebook Live not so long ago around a really great lead gen tool called the scorecard, and Michelle's just devising one of those. So for Michelle, her intentions for her are lead gen, progress checks, differentiating herself, giving something playful, useful, and engaging, and that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. I suspect that more will probably pop in, so keep this one going for a little while and keep stretching into what else would I like to have as a result of this. I suspect that money needs to go on there as well. Most people, for some reason, in box number 1 forget money, or it comes in somewhere towards the end, but most of the time we're actually doing the lead gen in order to create clients, in order to create satisfaction, and in order to extend our reach in some way. So those might be some that you can scribble down as well. Thank you for sharing. I'd love you to keep on going because this works best with an example like that. So that was box number 1. Back to box number 2. So my intentions for them. What do I want to give? What tools, tips, techniques, experiences, situations do I want to share so that people learn, enjoy, create, etc. So it's really the agenda. Neve, you see, there's always someone that forgets money. And trust me, you're so not on your own. It happens all of the time. So now, so my intentions for them. So back to my example, my intentions for you watching this Facebook Live without Kelly, what do I want to give? I want to give valuable content. I want to give a tool that I know you can use over and over and over again. I want to give solid instructions. I want to provide clarity so that you actually have a tool that you can use again and again to really get your thinking clear. I want to give the possibility of creating something in a very short space of time. You know, I want to debunk the myth that creation takes a long time, that actually you can do it in this little space of time. And by the way, you could come back to this over and over and over again, like this Facebook Live over again, and just kind of get talked through as we go. That might be a really great way of doing it. So I want to really, in essence, my intention for you, the audience of this Facebook Live, is to give you a tool that you can use to plan anything so that when you deliver it, it's clear and wanted. So that's actually kind of where we're at. So Michelle, Neve, feel free to pop in your examples because you're the two that I'm kind of currently playing with. And those really, so this top half of the grid, the top left-hand box and the top right-hand box is, what do I want to get from doing this? What do I want to give from doing this? And that's all about you and what's coming from you. So I'm going to take a swig of water and let you type, see if I've got an example to actually kind of share with. Normally Kelly and I are able to swig from a bottle or whatever else in between the other person talking, but that doesn't happen when you're on your own. Kind of miss her a little bit, if I'm really, don't tell her. Kind of miss her a little bit. So box number 3. Now I want you to imagine that this is going around in a boomerang, because most of you are going to put box number 3 in the bottom left. Don't do that. So it's in the bottom right hand corner. So you'll see it kind of goes around like a boomerang. So box number 3. Let's just do box number 2. Giving, beautiful. I'll go with Michelle for now. So showing them where they are and the gaps, brilliant. So with your scorecard, what you want to give is showing them where they're at right now and the gaps that they're actually doing. And I'm sure you've got loads of other little bits and pieces. You can break it down into the content for that as well. That's absolutely perfect. Neve, for you, giving includes inspiring change, showing people they're not alone, giving them clarity, etc. Brilliant. And Michelle's meeting them where they're at, but showing them where they can get to. That's awesome. So that allows you to guide all of your material, and probably is the mainstay or umbrella of everything I actually teach or deliver or share or put on this scorecard needs to live up to that definition. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well done. So box number 3. Now, this is really cool, and if I didn't want to move away from my beautifully branded yellow wall, then I would actually go and do this next bit in a different chair. Now, the reason for that is that you're about to become your avatar, and you know how important Kelly and I sort of say your avatar is. You're about to step into the shoes and become them. So you're about to actually step in and see it from their perspective. It's almost the, why should I spend my time, energy, attention, money on doing this thing, on listening, on buying the workshop, on attending the retreat, on being in the meeting, on even listening to you. It's that. So really, or on doing the scorecard in Michelle's case, as we've got it here. So box number 3, bottom right hand corner. Box number 3, like I said, there's a reason. Their intentions for them on an external level. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean the results that they're looking to get, because actually they're exchanging their time, energy, attention, money in order to be or get, in order to have something or be able to do something that actually allows that to happen. So on an external basis, what do they want to have or be able to do as a result of spending the time with you? So, for example, those who are currently listening to the call, they probably want to get some clarity on a particular message that they're writing on, or they want to learn how to use a particular tool that allows them to do something. So when I step into their intentions for them externally, I'm imagining that they want some kind of clarity that allows them to take a step, that allows them to move forward, knowing that they've checked in and that they actually have a good reason to do so. I think they probably also want to save themselves time by having a tool that's kind of like a quick cut through to planning. That would be really amazing. So those are some of the result-based things. I suspect that they also want to have a clear plan for what they actually want to do. So for Michelle, in box number 3, those who are taking the scorecard probably want knowledge, confidence, clarity, and learning. And Michelle, I'm going to ask you to kind of almost dig down even deeper in those and go, and if they had, and an action plan, that's more like it. So if they had those things, what would they actually be able to do or have in place? Shortcuts. Good. That's the kind of language that we're looking for. So if they had all those kind of confidence, clarity, learning, knowledge, what does that give them? So it's good to actually kind of go in and go, what does that give you? So action plans, shortcuts, those are really great. So for me, this is giving you a tool that allows you to do your thinking and feeling into what people might want quickly. There's much more to give. Let me get to box 4 and then I'll show you the real juice of this. So that's box number 3. So we've just done their intentions for them as them. So we've become our avatar. We're doing their intentions for them. Why might they actually spend their time, energy, attention, money on this thing? And now we're going to go over to the bottom left-hand box and we're going to call it, now it's going to sound the same, however, there's one distinction. Their intentions for them internally. So in box 3, we were saying their intentions for them externally, what they want to have or be able to do. box number 4 is actually what they want to be able to feel or experience or be whilst they're doing the actual thing that you're getting them to do. So that actually is more around, if I put myself back into my kind of running a great Facebook Live whilst, without Kelly here, what I want to create, what I think that people want is still that same sense of fun and learning and exploring and being entertained, but also being but also that sense of learning something and being connected in some way. So you get the sense that this is a much more internal landscape piece than the external kind of factors of what they might be able to do with something. This is more about how they feel about something. So whilst we got really specific around what's out in the world, in box number 3, in box number 4, we're really taking into consideration that if you create this workshop, scorecard, etc., then what will they feel? And so Michelle's answer to those are not stupid, on track, positive step towards learning, growing their confidence, supported. Those are all brilliant. And I love, by the way, that you did the not stupid. A lot of the time in box number 4, the negative state is one to really acknowledge, because most of the time the reason why we stretch into learning or doing something, the reason why we make an effort, is because some people are away from motivated, i.e. they want to get away from or not have a particular something or not feel a particular way. So actually not stupid might also mean confident, and growing your confidence actually works. Now Michelle, interestingly enough, positive steps towards learning, I might pop that into actual kind of results-based box number 3. So you might just find that it goes in there, and it might also be an internal kind of, I've taken a leap forward, that feeling. So you might want to play with both of those. So one of them is an actual, but the other one is also in there. Brilliant. And Neve, I totally get that. So Neve is a perfect example of not alone, not unusual, actually belonging. So you get that they're states that people actually want to experience, and that allows you to really kind of connect with the person. And this, if I'm really honest, this is the key to everything. So you know how Kelly and I really kind of work on that yin yang. We don't just want you to kind of do tactics that sticky tape all together. We want you to really have the inner confidence and the outer strategy and ability to actually grow your business on your terms. So that for us, this intentions for them internal, actually is one of the things that we need to acknowledge. Where are they at right now, and where would they love to be? That's a really great question to ask yourself when you're working with this particular one. What are they longing for? What don't they have? In terms of the state that they're in, and in terms of the actual situation that they have. They might not have a strategy for thinking. So in my case, that might have been one of my box number 3 things. So my hope is that that makes sense to all of you. And for those of you who've just joined, I'd really recommend that you kind of come back and watch the beginning, because I'm just about to do kind of part 2 of this particular exercise. So do stay with me, and kind of hearing it twice is always a good thing. So we have done 4 intentions. My intentions for me, we start with getting selfish. Why do I want to create this thing in the first place? Why do I want to spend my time, energy, attention, money, resources actually making this thing? Whether it's a course, a talk, a workshop, a scorecard, whatever it is, or even just planning for the meeting that you're about to have, or the proposal that you're about to put together for some big deal that you're doing, or a small deal. Small, big, doesn't matter. The second thing we did was, the second box, top right, my intentions for them. So what will the people who are receiving it actually receive? So what do I want to give in my communication, in my product, in my scorecard, in whatever it is that I'm actually planning? What do I want to give? What are the actual things? And for some of you, that's actually going to be, I want to give them a strategy plan. I want to give them a marketing plan. I want to give them, a worksheet, etc., etc. Okay, darling. Neve, I'll see you later. Brilliant. Kelly will be proud. I'm delighted, and that actually ticks one of the boxes for my number one. Come back and I'll do part 2 for you. So, have fun. Always good to do a client call. Always good, huh? So, here's how it actually can really benefit you. So once you've done all the planning, so we've done the my intentions for me, my intentions for them, we've then stepped into their shoes, we've done their intentions for them, and we've split it out into having and doing and the results that they might actually want to get. So externally, what are they looking to get? And then internally, what are they looking to feel or experience as a result of spending their time, energy, attention, money, resources with you? So here's how it really then comes together. And for this one, I apologize. You're just going to have to play with the fact that this is back to front. It was all a bit too much for me to kind of work through. So, you know how I said it was a boomerang and it goes around this way? Well, it actually boomerangs back now. So what we do is we use box number 4 to go, if I deliver all the things that are in box number 2, will they feel like this? I'll say that again. If I deliver everything that's in box number 2, will they feel like this? If the answer is no, then you look at what's in box number 4 and you go, well, what could I put in box number 2? Or what could I tweak in box number 2 that allows them to have this experience that they're probably longing for? It's genius. It kind of tweaks the content a little bit. Because I think you'll probably have noticed by now that this is the agenda or the content of what you want to deliver. This is the delivery piece. So we use box number 4 to temper or adjust box number 2. Box number 3, I don't know about you, but you might actually want to sort of look at what's in here. It'll probably, if you start reading it properly, sound a little bit like a sales page. So it's almost like a shortcut through to the sales page, or it's a starter for 10 for the sales page. So what's really interesting is if you go and read the blurb for this particular Facebook Live, guess what? Some of those things were what showed up when I was planning this Facebook Live via this tool. So you'll go and see. So because 9 times out of 10, it's what people want. It's well, I'd like a business plan, or I'd like a marketing plan, or I'd like to know where I am, and I'd like to know where I want to get to. I want clarity about a particular thing. So they're all the wants that people have. And so those are all the things that we use to entice people. So now, the double check then is, have I included all of these things in box number 2? So we double check our delivery again. And we say, okay, well actually, I didn't actually think about the actual result of them walking away with a sheet of paper. I'll build in a sheet of paper and actually create an exercise on it and donate that away. So I hope that makes sense. Now, you're not done yet, because now you have all this delicious content that's going to make them feel a particular way, that's going to include the results that they actually want. So how could they not love the learning or the experience that you're about to give them, whatever that is? But the other thing that you now do with box number 2 is you actually use it to create the modules, the content, the way in which you deliver it. And you look at it and you go, actually, I thought it was going to be a workshop. But you know what? It feels more like a webinar. So you can actually decide the format on the back of this. So you can actually go, and you know how we always speak about repurposing things? You can actually use the content in here to go, what else can I create with this? What format does it go into? So this allows you the real flexibility of, you started thinking about, I'm going to create a workshop on this, but actually you end up with, that's actually a really cool blog post and a webinar as well, or instead, in that way. Now, you're not done yet, because it's a boomerang. So we've managed to make our way back to 2. We're going to make our way back to number 1, which is my intentions for me. This is the bit where you double check that if you deliver this in whatever format you decide to deliver it in, will you get what you wanted to get? Yes, I am giving you full permission to ask for what you want and to create it in a way that means that you'll get it. Yes, I'm giving you full permission. So, I'll say it again. If you deliver this in the format that you've decided to deliver it, will it give you all of these things? Will you get what you wrote down in this way? If it doesn't, think about the format. What else could I do? What else is needed? Where else might this need to get promoted? So it gives you a whole other way of thinking about what you actually do. So, in summary, on your page, if you have done this well, what you will have now is a little recipe for what you want to have as a result of spending your energy on creating something or on planning something. You will also have a list of the content that you can now begin to expand on and turn into whatever product or creation that you are actually making, the talk, the keynote, etc. You will have a little bit of a starting sales page, or at least the messaging, hence how to get clarity on your message, the messaging that you want to put out there, whether it's in written form or whether it's in the 60-second, we're meeting, we're networking, I'm doing a 10-minute slot somewhere. All of these things that are in box number 3 are really great things to be saying about the thing that you would love them to do. You know, sort of box 2 is really the call to action that, you know, you want them to accept in that way. So taking on that scorecard, Michelle, for example. And then finally, box number 4 is really that double check that it's within the values of your company, it's within the remit that people actually want to hear it in. And you know how we always say, most coaches, authors, speakers kind of almost make an assumption that people know what they know. Well, box number 4 helps you take back a couple of those steps to actually help you be in their shoes a little bit more, so that you don't go running off with the horse and leaving the cart behind in that way. So, call to action for you. I would love to see you snap a photo of your 4 intentions and put them in this below. I'm really happy to give some feedback on them. And to also actually think about, for those of you who are watching this on the replay, or for those of you who are going to use this, think about how, and write it in the comments, because I'd love to know, what are you going to use this tool for? What are you thinking that you need to think through or consider from lots of perspectives that actually really allow you to do it? I designed this tool as a way to get you out of overwhelm and into action. And so my call to action for you is pick a subject that's got you kind of not really sure what to do about this. Run it through the 4 intentions and tell me what action you're going to take. So that's your call to action. For those of you who are only watching this on Speaker Insight, who are not members of the Connection Hub, please come and join us in the Connection Hub so we can actually allow you to experience the real joy of all the people and the wisdom and the knowledge that's actually present in there, because this type of thing is just the tip of the iceberg. And we've done a whole bunch of things that you might actually really do this. Michelle, you are so welcome. I'm delighted, and I would love to hear this. And honestly, once you've got it in, you know, it's very useful and quick. This was me going through it as a teach in 33 minutes. So honestly, you can do this in about 10 in a scribble. Most of my clients will usually come to me and say, here's my 4 intentions. Can we talk through this bit? Because I'm stuck on that. And it really cuts things through. Ah, Joe, you are here. I'm delighted. You are so welcome. And yeah, I will catch up with you. And again, I do have this in a form, so maybe I'll just pop that in one of the files that we've actually got in there. So on that note, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Michelle, I'll see you for the launch. And Joe, have a brilliant day. Neve, I'm glad you came back. And that's for you for a little bit later. Many blessings. Bye all. Oh, and next week, you get Kelly back. Bye.